Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're taking a look at St. Meghan Markle. That's right, my favorite Reddit group. They like to break down all the news going on with Harold and Fraud. They like to take a look at the memes, and it just usually opens up lively debates with us. So I thought, you know what? Let's take a look and see what's going on over there. And you guys, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate each of you. One thing really quick before we get started, I want to encourage you to hit that join button. You guys, thank you to everybody who's already clicked it and joined. You have access to the specialized emojis that Jay has made us. You guys, I'm dying. In case you haven't noticed, if you've already joined or if you're thinking about joining, Jay just added, look at the bottom here. I know these are tiny. The reason is because they're emojis, so it's hard for me to blow them up to show them to you, but just trust me. It is a divorce horse because Jay came up with that name recently during one of our recordings, and so he put a horse head with her stupid green hat on it. So that is my new personal favorite. I love them all. That's my new personal favorite. Of course, we have birthday horse. He added flock off to the emojis, so you can definitely use that when it applies. Look at me. So definitely check those out. Consider hitting that join button. Any money raised there goes directly back into supporting the channel, and I can't thank you guys enough. Now let's take a look at St. Meghan Markle. So this is fresh in the news and something I really wanted to talk about. Meghan in NYC brings up, was Doria wheeled out yesterday in an attempt to steal spotlight away from George? Anyhow, this is a beautiful a picture of Prince George, future king indeed. Happy birthday, kid. Aw, happy birthday, Prince George. Look how cute. 10 years old as of Saturday, I believe. And, oh, so cute. Great picture. So, a little ray of sunshine before we look at this, you guys. So, here we have it. This was directly from People magazine, who's reporting that the photos are by, dun dun dun, Backgrid. You guys, I can't with this nonsense. I had the exact same thought. Is this the attempt to try to steal focus from Prince George? I'm sorry. This is the lamest BS I've ever seen. So here we are. I mean, it's not even worth talking about. Beverly Hills art show or project or something. It's Doria and a friend. Okay, great. So again, Backgrid just happened to know where they were, happened to be there to take photos. Wow. That's wild that the paparazzi happen to be stalking Meghan's mom now, too, at the exact right location and time. It's just all such bullshit. And hey, wasn't this the same thing that she disowned her dad over? Calling the paparazzi on himself and having the pictures made, the things we've been talking about, you know, recently I've talked about this. So where's the outrage when her mom does it? And then Fontaine15 points out something so good, which is, think there will be any news about Harry and Meghan didn't wish George a happy birthday? Since they made such a big deal of no one in the royal family wishing Archie or Lilibet a happy birthday, perhaps they should lead by example. To which other people started calling out the journalists that have moaned about how cruel it is that the royal family didn't wish, you know, Archie and Lily happy birthdays. And they said, where's that outrage now? The same way she recently dragged Camilla and Charles for not publicly wishing, well, the Harkle kids a happy birthday. So where's the outrage that Harry and Meghan didn't wish little Prince George a happy birthday? It's absolutely ridiculous. And just like Harry and Meghan, they think the rules don't apply. That seems to be that the followers, you know, same. It's just hypocrisy at its finest, right? All right. And then is it Lori Organa says, their attention-grabbing stunts don't work for them as well anymore, but they used to work, like when the wife cried to Bradby while William and Catherine were in Pakistan. Her schemes used to work. They're referring to when William and Catherine were in Pakistan. That's when Harry and Meghan did that that interview where Meghan cried to Bradby about, nobody's asked me if I'm okay. And then the same person goes on to say, Harry's wife always plans to upstage the children's birthday, while Harry consistently attacks his sister-in-law's birthday. It would be just like the wife to think her mom could get more attention than one of the Wales' beautiful children. The wife hates those children. She hates how beloved they are. She hates that they get all the attention she thinks she deserves. She's been trying to step on the Wales children's birthday since that ridiculous pap walk on Prince Louis's birthday. it just strikes me as so bizarre, these two. They have to be the worst aunt and uncle in history. They they try to upstage these babies' birthdays. It's absolutely disgusting. They can't even do the courtesy of just shutting up for one day. They have to do something to try to upstage it. So, yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all if this was all deliberate. Obviously, the Paps were called. We saw Backgrid. She thought that Doria could steal the attention. I'm sorry. If Meghan herself can't even get the attention anymore, what the hell's Doria going to do? This one is posted by sensitive_fun_5825, and it says, so Megs is now wanting this deleted from their mockumentary. I think not. The whole world has seen your disrespect. And we get to this here, this awful moment, which I've gone over in detail. I actually have a whole video about it under the So Much Cringe series. Definitely check it out. But I've seen this. I've heard this as well. I don't know if it's a rumor, if it's true, but that allegedly the wife wants to get this scene cut out of the documentary. I don't know that it's true, and the reason that I think that is because I suspect she thinks everything she does is wonderful. And we all know why it's disrespectful and horrible, and she's an awful person, and so is her stupid husband. But I don't think they have the awareness to realize that. I mean, this was her reaction after the fact. We've seen stories recently where allegedly she was warned that people would hate her over this, and she still wanted to keep it in. So, no, I don't believe she possesses the wherewithal to take anybody else's anything, any kind of advice or anything, to take it out. And you know what? Even if she did, it wouldn't matter. We've all seen it. And when they split, which is just a matter of time, and Harry tries to say, oh, I didn't want her to disrespect the Queen like that, we can point to this moment right here with his stupid grin as well, where he thinks it's funny, and he may have looked mad for a second. People point to where he turned red when she did it. He made this face and didn't say a word afterwards, so he's just as guilty as she is. And then Leafy Greens comments underneath and says, her face when she comes up is the absolute worst. Agreed. She knew what she was doing, mocking the Queen, and the worst part is she thinks it's cute. But the public didn't fall for her fakeness and cruelty. And so now she probably wants it removed. I'm sure maybe she does, but again, too bad. I mean, we've seen it. The damage is done. And sensitive_fun reminds us, yes, not to mention our late Queen was still with us. Despicable. To which Big Lazy Dragon, great name by the way, replies, it's absolutely despicable. Just another example of why this bee deserves all the S being thrown at her. The mere thought of disrespect, and I love that they call her, I've never seen this before, instead of Markle, Clockle, showed our beloved Queen Elizabeth moves me to angry tears. Oh, I've been there. So under the same comment, people were getting into a conversation about all the horrible behaviors by Meghan. And I'm like, oh my God, this could go on forever. But they got into the horrible glare that Meghan gave Charlotte, Princess Charlotte, during her wedding. And I talked about that recently and how bad that bothered me and how disgusting that is. How do you bully a 4-year-old or any child? That's just disgusting behavior. Anyway, so I just really like this comment, so I just wanted to bring this up while we're here talking about this. And it says, what is poetic is that Catherine gave the same look to Meghan during the walkabout after the Queen's funeral, and Meghan stumbles. She didn't like to be the one on the receiving end of her own behavior, but it's totally okay to treat a toddler that way. And I just thought that was such an interesting point, and I didn't know where to put it, so I wanted to put it here and talk about it because I didn't even think about it like that. I was so focused on the disgusting behavior glaring at a 4-year-old. And I love Catherine, and I love that she did do that to Meghan, and it put her in her place. And we all saw it when they did the 4-person walkabout when Meghan kind of stepped back, and good for Catherine. And I'm sure that's the least of what Catherine wanted to do to Meghan. But anyway, I just thought this was such a good point and so well put. Okay, so let's move on to another post. Upper_change 4449 posts. Sums it up well. Love to see anti-the-wife content going viral on an app with a predominantly youthful pro-Sussex demographic. Okay, so I haven't been on TikTok as much as usual. I'm honestly not on TikTok that much, but I was on looking at Harry and Meghan stuff. I took a step back last week with my stupid cold. I don't even want to talk about that cold anymore. I'm so sick of talking about it. But again, thank you for all the well wishes. I feel much better. But it is interesting. I have heard this that because I always notice the same, that it's very pro them. You kind of have to dig deep to find the anti-Harry and Meghan stuff there. You could find my stuff as well. But it seemed to be very loudly pro Harry and Meghan, but then I'm hearing the same, that it's definitely turned, and then people are pointing to this TikTok, which I have not watched yet, but I just love the title, How to Lose a Prince in 5 Years. To which Kimbria Van Dam replies, I've noticed a change in TikTok for the last 6 months or so. It's no longer Sugarland. It used to be the odd TikTok criticizing Meghan with a few likes and a barrage of comments like, you're a horrible person, and look how they typed it. That's so perfect. I probably have 100,000 of those comments, etc. It warms my heart that people are finally waking up. While I agree that it might be a certain percentage that, people come into their senses, I also have noticed that since cracking down on bots, I think a lot of social media is going after the bots. I do think that that's helping things. I think that a lot of the pro Harry and Meghan bots had spun out of control and made their, I don't know what you want, their squad, whatever silly word you want to use to describe them, the sugars. It made them seem louder than they actually were. So Won't Yield posted this. November 7th, Earthshot Prize 2023 in Singapore. November 14th, King Charles III's 75th birthday. November 21st, release date of Scobie's book. Not coincidental. Meghan and Harry use third-party collaborators to further their ongoing mission to attack and undermine the royal family. They never wanted reconciliation. Never. So under this post, there was a lively conversation that I kind of want to dip our toes into. You ready? Started off by Rain Song, and it says, so with Scobie's book coming out in November, will Harry and his Instagram-loving bitch wife have to play happy family until after that to help the narrative that their love is pure? So this got my wheels turning as well. We've talked about it a lot, like are they headed for divorce, that sort of thing. I keep seeing the articles, as I'm sure you have as well, claiming that they are living separate lives. So I tend to believe where there's smoke, there's fire. That happens with celebrities. You start to hear rumblings and all of a sudden, poof, they're separated, they're divorced, whatever it is. So I don't doubt that they're headed that direction, probably sooner than later. I didn't even think about it in terms of the book, though. And so I am curious to see how that'll play out. So Gloomy Accountant 19 thinks that the royal events will bury Scobie's book and it will get more traction in a month like now when the royals are on vacation. Nobody's buying what Scobie is selling. He's been exposed as a mouthpiece for Meghan. Seriously, who is Scobie talking to? If people won't even align themselves with Harold and Fraud themselves, who in the world would want to try to align themselves and talk to Scobie? There is just no way. No way. So aside from a few, people like myself that might report on it, I don't see people going out in droves to buy this book. And regardless if you're a royalist or not, I just don't think you're going to him for the facts of this, the story here. I don't believe it. So Won't Yield chimed in and said, that's an interesting point. They always put on a united front for their victimhood grifting. Splitting up would distract from the book. That I don't know why. That just totally resonated with me, and I didn't think about this. They're right. They're absolutely right. They're always united in the grifting. So I just don't see any way of them splitting before this book. I don't. Even if the book has little to no impact, I think they will put on a united front. I tend to agree. And again, even if it's just Meghan doing the talking in this book, Harry is still co-signing it by not, publicly speaking out against it. So he's co-signing attacks on his family. So where's he going to go? Where's he going to run to? Finite Pair says, interesting question. How would they spin it if they were separated? Starkville replies, they'll be separated by distance because Harry's in Africa to fulfill his Netflix obligation. Haha. That's my guess anyway. I really do want to know your comments on this. Do you feel the same way? Do you think this book will impact absolutely anything? Probably not. But do you think that they would put on a united front with this book? Do you think that the Harry's solo trip to Africa will lead to their demise? I just mean, as far as their stories go, they won't. I think it was done long before that. I just wondered, what are your thoughts on all this? Let me know. Okay, and then Vikes posted, Trey and the Grifters reunited in New York. You guys, this one made me laugh. Take a look at this. And then we have Trey Parker posing with Harry and Meghan wax figures. So funny, so much fun. I love it so much. To which Common Echo says what we're all thinking, which is, I hope this means Trey and Matt are working on a follow-up episode. It feels like there's been a lifetime of snarking since. We Need a Shift says, I would be paralyzed in figuring out what the next episode would be because there's so much buffoonery to choose from. I would have a hard time making a decision with the endless options available. All right. And then Phoenix Lizzie says, the fake car chase has to be in there. OMG, can you imagine the episode starting off with Meghan in her gold Hertz rent-a dress? There's so much comedy gold to mine. And Tradition Scary says they should make an entire series. There's enough material already for the first 75 episodes. Oh my gosh, yes, please. I know there's a huge demand for it. We would all love it. Oh, I'm here for it. Oh, we need to get this out. We need a whole series just about their antics. You guys, I'm ending it here. I appreciate you all so much. I truly am feeling so much better. I can't thank you enough for all the warm wishes, the kind words, the remedies you sent me. It just means so much to me. My plan for right now is this. I'm going to keep it at one video a day, which is a lot. I know most creators don't even do a video a day, but I just love to make content. So I'll stay with that for now. And then as soon as these two start doing more crazy things, then the news will amp up. In the meantime, I'm going to try to also branch out and cover other royal family members. I love doing best of Catherine's looks, things like that. I've heard you loud and clear. You've asked for Catherine and William stuff, so I'll be working on that soon. Like I say, as more stuff comes out, then I look forward to picking it back up to 2 or more videos a day like I was doing. It's just a really tough pace to keep. So slowing down for now, but I look forward to picking that up very soon. As always, thank you guys so much for being here. It really means the world to me. If you want to further support the show, there's several ways you can do it. Click that join button. You can check out the merch. Of course, we got Drunk Goose Club, honk honk. I love that club so much. You guys are the greatest. Also, I do have Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can check out bonus episodes, further deep dives, things like that. So check that out. That's also where you can become an executive producer. And now I'm going to thank my executive producers. So here we go. A huge thank you to Linda. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to Paige. Huge thank you to Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robbins Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Dombey. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ridley. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna D. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, 509 Cougs. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Big Bad John. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Duck Barf. Your name is always funny to me. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Vicky loves her corgi. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Genesee. Thank you, Essie. Thank you, Lady Grandmother. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Funky Buddha. And thank you, Trish. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Kate Coffee. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, K Cubed. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Stragoria. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Paul. Can you guys believe I ran out of namespace on the other one, so I had to start a new list here. It's just unbelievable. Thank you to everybody who has signed up to be an executive producer. If you're interested, definitely check out patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great day. Bye-bye.